Today's episode of the Triangle Truth is about the Pythagorean Theorem and its converse. The Pythagorean Theorem is used to identify the missing side of a right triangle given the other two side lengths. This is a right triangle, and the two segments that form the right angle are the legs. Now that you know this, the Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Either leg could be either a or b, but c is always the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side, and it's always across from the right angle. This right triangle has a leg of 3 inches and a leg of 4 inches, but the hypotenuse is not given. How do we find the length of the hypotenuse? Use the Pythagorean theorem and plug in the given lengths. Since we don't know the hypotenuse, it is left as c squared. From here, you can solve the problem. Square the two given legs, which gives you 9 and 16, and add them together, which is 25. Now you need to get c by itself, and you can do this by taking its square root. The square root of c squared is c, and the square root of 25 is 5. So c is 5 inches, and this means the hypotenuse is 5 inches. That's all there is to it.
But wait, what happens if you don't know if a triangle is right? This is when the converse comes into play. To determine if the triangle is acute, right, or obtuse, the converse is the theorem you would use. The converse is c squared a squared plus b squared. C squared represents the largest side of the triangle, and A and B are the shorter sides. If the triangle is right, then the squares of both shorter sides added together equals the longest side squared, like in this first example. Since C squared equals A squared plus B squared, the blank would be an equal sign. If you substitute the sides in the converse theorem, and the longest side squared is less than the squares of the shorter sides added together, then the triangle is acute. For example, in this triangle, the longest side squared is 56.25 centimeters. Shorter sides squared were added to each other, and the sum is 61. This means that the triangle is acute, and the less than sign goes on the blank. If the triangle was obtuse, the longest side squared would be greater than the squares of the shorter sides added together, and a greater than sign would go on the blank. Hold on, it looks like we're getting a text. Maybe it's for the triangle truth. Help, help, emergency. Panera Bread is in desperate need of the triangle truth. We need to figure out if this scone is right triangle, and we need to figure out the length of the hypotenuse of this half of a sandwich, as soon as possible.
We are here to solve your triangle problem.
Food is on the table over there. Thanks.
By measuring this sandwich with a protractor, we can ensure that it is a right triangle. Panera wants to know the length of the hypotenuse. This leg is 8 centimeters, and this leg is 9 centimeters. To solve for the hypotenuse, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now I will plug in the lengths of the legs for a and b. That would be 8 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. Now we will simplify. 8 squared equals 64, and 9 squared equals 81. 64 plus 81 is 145, so c squared equals 145. Next we will take the square root of both of these numbers. So the final length of the hypotenuse is root 145 centimeters.
Panera's other problem is that they want to make sure that their scones are right triangles. This side is 4 inches, this side is 3 inches, and this side is 5 inches. We can solve this by using the converse theorem.
The converse is used when given the measure of all 3 sides.
This side is 3 inches, this side was 4 inches, and this side was 5 inches. The converse theorem is c squared a squared plus b squared. C squared is the largest segment, which is 5. So that would be plugged in for c. A and b will be either 3 or 4. So we could do 3 squared plus 4 squared. Now we will simplify. 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9, and 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25, and that means that 25 and 25 are equal. Since 25 and 25 are equal, that means that this scone is a right triangle.
I really need a blender.
I think Bed Bath & Beyond has blenders. Let's go. Where are the blenders?
I'm not sure.
Wait, look. These hangers are shaped like a triangle. What type of triangles are these?
We can figure this out. The longest side is 15 inches. This side is 8 inches, and this side is also 8 inches. The longest side was 15 inches. These two sides were both 8 inches. The converse is c squared a squared plus b squared. Since 15 inches is the longest side, I'll plug that in for c. So 15 squared. Since the shorter sides are both 8 inches, I could plug them in for both a and b. 15 squared is 225. Squared is 64 plus 64. 64 plus 64 is 128. 225 is longer than 120, so we'll put a greater sign there. Since 225 is greater, that means this triangle is an obtuse triangle.
I think I'm getting a call.
Hello, Triangle True. This is Marcella. We aren't sure what type of triangle this pizza slice is. Come as soon as possible.
We're on our way. Let's go.
What type of triangle is this? We need your help.
We can help. The crust side of the pizza is 8 inches. This side of the pizza is 9 inches. And this side of the pizza is 9 inches. This is the crust, so it's 8. This side is 9. And this side is 9. The way you would set it up is c squared, a squared, plus b squared. C will be 9 because it is the largest side. So it would be 9 squared. A would be 8 squared plus, and B would be the other 9. 9 squared would be 81. 8 squared would be 64. 9 squared, 81. That means this slice of pizza is an acute triangle.
That's all for this week's episode of Triangle True.